Vladimir in the hands
Xie
of
got
Easyhoon.
to play it, and we're never going to see it again.
Well, Xiaohu also played it, and we're probably not going to see it again after that either. So, yeah, just scary stuff out of that guy.
Trading potential way too high. If you guys haven't seen Vladimir in action, if you haven't played Vladimir in action, it's pretty disgusting.
Yep.
He got to showcase himself in the global competitions and AME ULCS as well.
Just pretty putrid. But Trundle is going to be the answering ban here on the side of Vici. Some time taken here from Aime because there's the Kindred. I have a feeling they were debating which one of those junglers to take away first. We'll see whether, the Nidalee will make their way through.
The adaptation already. Kindred done.
Yeah.
I think this also means that you have to ban Nidalee or Ryze. They're going to make them pick.
Wow. Oh, Viktor actually going to be the ban here. So Vici, I like this a lot, actually. It means that they get either the Azir or the Ryze
or the
Nidalee. And I may need to work out which one they want to give over. And when you are a team that has two distinct carries, that one power pick can actually change the whole state of the game.
Pick your poison. I would say ban out Dandy. Try to slow him down. Put him back on the graves.
The Nidalee is going to be banned away here, so I like that a lot. You're exactly right. And now Vici have to decide between the Ryze or the Azir. The Ryze is going to be the one that is going to be picked up here for potentially Easyhoon or Loong. Now Aime can grab themselves the Azir if they want to, but we shall see. Of course, we did see Looper play the top lane Ryze today, so they could just grab Azir and Ryze and say, Aime, bring it.
I do like this, though. I think that Lucian is definitely the correct pickup here because Aime's bot lane has already shown that if you give them the 2v2 matchup that they can run over Xuan and Caveman. I expect that Vici will actually look for a lane swap, that they'll put Easyhoon on this Ryze, they'll try to isolate it, and they'll try to keep Xuan and Caveman out of the way of Aime.
I just want the Azir to be picked now and just send Loong up to the top lane on the Ryze pick. Oh, that'd make me pretty happy. Dandy thinking about his jungle choice as the Rek'Sai is currently being hovered.
Coach home behind Vici, one of the legendary League of Legends coaches.
Yeah. Ooh.
Obviously has faith in the Rek'Sai.
Certainly does. Without Bard on the table, though, it is going to be Vici picking up the Braum for Caveman. Worked out for them in game number 1. We'll see whether it can do in game number 2 as well. 5 seconds to go, and that's Rek'Sai one more time. Vici, they want to make it work.
I still think that you lane swap, isolate Easyhoon on Ryze, and just give him a free farm lane.
Let's see whether they can actually do it.
Would also
out game number 1.
Make Rek'Sai's job a lot easier away from standard lanes, and she is then just in charge of power farming and keeping tabs on a voidless, rather than having the pressure on her to gank heavily and snowball a lane ahead.
Well, Athena thinking about picking up the Azir now. A voidless as well. Once again, over to the Gragas, which worked out very well. Game number 2. Still, other options available if they'd like to, and a bit of time there, as Alistar being looked at for Road.
Fits in the same vein as his Braum passion.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I like Azir, though. So yeah, there's always still a chance that Vici could flex the Ryze into the top lane. I really like Azir against Ryze. I know a lot of people in the 1v1 kind of talk about the counterplay that Ryze has on Azir, but in terms of a 5v5 and a chaotic team fight, the number one thing that Ryze is missing in his kit is an ability to gap close or to get on top of you, to lay down that burst damage. And Azir, once he has his Rylai's available, and with a nicely timed Emperor's Divide, can really help keep that powerhouse at bay. Yep. It's obviously about surviving the lane phase, though, where Ryze has some of his power back against Azir.
Well, you can see that's going to be the team comp locked in here for Vici. Late game team fighting and scaling potential out of the Twitch, as well as that Maokai for the protection. We'll see how this Vici team fight comp is going to work as we move into the early stages. Road now to pick up his champion. Engage potential. It's generally what he wants. There's 29 seconds on the clock. And this Aime comp, really, really scary. They do have the late game insurance of the Azir there at the same time. And amazingJ back on his Ekko, a champion he's super comfortable on. Especially into the Maokai as well. I mean, that matchup is a joy for the Ekko.
which is why I still think that Vici are going to lane swap.
Yeah.
A nice thing about Lucian is that he's strong in a 2v2 or a lane swap, which is why I think it kind of puts him just over the edge in terms of the 80 carry tier list.
Yep. But it is going to be the Alistar locked in. So look, all of that engage well and truly in the hands of Road if he wants it. We'll see exactly how Ame are going to play out this early stage of the game, because they're probably on a little bit of a clock here as we have a look at Vici's comp with that Twitch, with the near unkillable Maokai towards the later stages of the game, as well as Ryze there in the hands of Easyhoon, a champion that he doesn't often get to play, but one he is definitely very good at.
So Vici looking to play the long con, like you said, get it to that late game. Unfortunately, putting your eggs in their 80 carries basket hasn't worked out for them as well.
Yeah.
They do have the insurance policy in Easyhoon's Ryze.
And look, with Twitch, very different champion to that of the Jin. And XuanXuan sort of had an awful first appearance on the Rift today. See whether he can turn that one around. But a voidless back on a comfort here on the Gragas. Worked out great in game number 2. amazingJ on the Ekko. Easily his best champion that we've seen him on this split. And Athena, silent achiever on the Azir in game number 2 at the same time. So look, just so much comfort from Ame. And it's just going to be the clash of the styles here as the coaches shake hands. Let's get into game number 3. Thank you very much, Dandy, and welcome to Summoner's Rift for game number 3, the deciding match between Ame and Vici. Both teams with compositions that they'd like, but we saw when Ame had a comp that works for them, was definitely something they were able to execute on very, very well. And I'm looking at that Alistar towards the bottom side of the map. If Ame can get to a point where Road can start up fights when he wants to, it's going to be a scary time to be a Vici player. It's
really important for Aime's composition that they find isolated 1v1 matchups or 2v2 matchups. The thing about Ekko and Maokai is that Ekko will just create a CS lead. He shouldn't have a lot of kill pressure on Maokai, but he'll just get further and further ahead. Likewise, Twitch notoriously has a very hard time laning. Twitch has been recognized since the MSI stage as kind of the counter to Lucian, especially because late game you just cannot compete with Twitch's damage output. But this is what I expected. So if I may want the 1v1 and the 2v2, Vici for sure want the lane swap. They have the Maokai. They don't want to give Ekko just a free CS lead. They want to try to neutralize that. And more importantly, they want to bypass XuanXuan's really fragile laning phase. And unfortunately, Ame do not have a good enough level 1 to catch this from happening. So advantage to Vici right off the bat. Yeah, just took the long walk across the Rift and are able to get themselves towards the top side of the map. You saw the popcorn chicken falling down for Loong as he managed to get 3 saplings in there. Already with that slight advantage as he's going to help Dandy out one more time. A voidless starting on a big camp here as well. So the smite going to be used on the red buff, gets himself back some health, and we'll see where he goes from there. As jinjiao and Road heading into this laning phase. Loong, oh, will he get him? Oh, gets one of them. Not too bad. Still gets the experience, though, for those melee minions. As amazingJ moves his way back into the jungle to help a voidless out. So, lane swap has been ensued, and we'll see exactly who that's going to benefit as we move forward. Level 2 hit by Athena first up. It benefits Easyhoon, first and foremost. We talked about how Ryze has a strong lane phase against Azir, one of the few champions that has some counterplay available for him. Yeah. But more importantly, by isolating Easyhoon, it's going to give him a free lane phase, which will bypass Ryze into that late game power spike. So good job for Vici recognizing we have a Twitch, we have a Ryze, we just need to get them late game. Yep. Get them out of the lane phase. Don't let Ame run us over in the beginning part of this game. And let's take the experience and take the power of our composition. Well, it is just going to be Easyhoon at the moment, farming things out. Still very, very close, though. As here's an attempted lane gain
from Aimee. They really don't want to start this game off sort of with the tower trades. We have seen this before.
They need to find the matchups, but by doing this, like, so we'll see if Twitch goes bottom. Okay, no. Vici are going to resign themselves. They're going to continue and funnel into the lanes. If they had decided to go bottom and to continually swap around, it would have been small CS leads for Aimee, as Vici were changing throughout the lanes.
You can see Easyhoon had some assistance from his friends there in the mid lane, but Athena doesn't have to blow any of those summoner spells as Road and Jinjiao are looking to head down to the mid.
So desperate to fight or to make something happen here.
Well, XuanXuan does have that wave crashing into his turret, so he's very safe just to farm out these. Jinjiao does have a lot of creeps to his name, 24 to 21. We'll see. Longsword giving him a lot more stats here as well in this matchup. So the Lucian will be fine in this early stage, but of course, what you mentioned before, it's not really what this is about.
Nope, it's about putting down Twitch and putting down Ryze. So we gave the initial advantage to Vici because they were able to initiate the lane swap. Great response from Aimee to counter this out and to follow them, get back into standard lanes, and not sacrifice too much CS there. There's a discrepancy between Loong and amazingJ, and there's a discrepancy now between Xuan and jinjiao.
But Loong not too far behind, and he is 1v1 laning as well. This could be dangerous for the Maokai at the moment. Underneath his turret, Sap Magic's going to be there as well for the sustain. He's going to be feeling fine.
Again, it's this idea that Maokai won't die. He's safe in the lane, or at least he should be safe as long as he plays it right.
If he has a turret, yeah.
But the issue is he's just going to continuously lose more and more CS. He doesn't have a ton of kill pressure on Ekko, especially because his jungler is a Rek'Sai. Again, if you're looking at those 2v2s, Gragas, Ekko versus Rek'Sai, Maokai. Small differences is the fact that Easyhoon has TP where Athena does not. So that's a possibility there. But otherwise, Ekko's just going to keep this Maokai shoved in, and it's going to create a larger and larger CS difference. And more importantly, Ekko's just going to bypass straight to his itemization, get to where his power breakpoints are, and run through team comps.
You can see amazingJ with a great first buy as well. Picks up that Doran's Ring as well as the Dark Seal. So he's just going to be pretty strong. Lots of sustain. Bit of extra AP and just power in this laning phase. But Loong did manage to get himself an extra Ruby Crystal, so a lot of extra health for the Maokai. But as we check in on things, 37 to 40 is the CS margin here in the mid lane as Easyhoon commanding the power and positioning, moving ahead of the creeps. Just making sure he wants to know where Athena is at all stages and looking very comfortable on the Ryze while he does it. Still has the teleport as well.
In fact, Athena is actually pinging for support, and he's trying to draw amazingJ up into his lane. amazingJ was spotted out by a ward, which is what all that noisy pinging happened in your game was.
Yep.
And more importantly, Dandy's now shadowing underneath Easyhoon, so recognizes that his Ryze is about to be a target. But here comes Road from top.
Yeah, Voidless is making his way in as well. Everyone collapsing as Easyhoon. There's the flash pulverize. Headbutt brings him back into the team, and he's just pushed underneath the turret. What a ragdoll. As it is going to be first blood going to Road.
And this is why Vici wanted the lane swap. They wanted the isolated mid lane. With everyone distracted with the side lanes, it meant that Ryze could start to abuse Azir. But by Aimee finding the response, getting these 2v2, getting these 1v1s, it creates space where they're able to abuse their superior lane draft and start creating ganks into that mid lane.
Yeah. Easyhoon, though, it's going to respawn, teleports back into the mid lane. Sapphire Crystal and some boots there as well with that pink ward already augmenting, and he's not going to miss out on any of the farm. So the fact that Road picked up the kill, maybe not exactly what this Aimee team wanted, because they want to make sure that Athena is as powerful as he can be in this lane. And it's a big advantage still here for Easyhoon. But double daggers, double Doran's Ring, a lot of laning items here for Athena, and we'll see whether the Azir is going to be able to make his way back through. Level 6 already gained.
Gank coming in from Dandy, but a really nice response from a Voidless. He's in the back.
Well, we'll see exactly what's going to happen here as the exhaust immediately out from Jinjiao blows both of his summoner spells. There's a nice double pulverize that came in from Road. But Dandy, that's a way to close distance as he's going to fall down. A Voidless may actually follow as well as the poison is going to tick him to death. And that is a trade of junglers there on the top side of the map.
It's a really good thought from Vici to say, Twitch has just hit his ultimate. He's going to have a huge power spike here. Let's look and try to make something happen in the top lane. We know that Dandy likes to gank top because there's more people to snowball up there.
Yep.
But IMA have already started to read Vici's path, and this is the big problem with Vici Gaming right now, is that they're so one-dimensional in their win conditions that they're very telegraphed and very easy to read.
Wow, Loong actually winning that trade against amazingJ on this Maokai.
He has a superior
almost done. Yeah.
Buy.
Feeling very good. Easyhoon doesn't necessarily feel as safe here in the mid lane at the moment, but blows the ultimate, gets himself some of that spell vamp. He's going to feel a bunch better as the ambush. Red buff, of course, was gained out of that one from XuanXuan, so he's going to be very happy on this Twitch. As caveMan just wants to stop some backs. He's going to do so on the road. Jinjiao wanted to get his back in first. Almost has the Ghost Blade completed. Should be able to get back relatively soon to this lane in order to pick up this wave of farm.
More importantly, though, yes, XuanXuan's in a good position, but Dandy's kind of drowning on the Rek'Sai. She's not super dependent on gold, just because she's got very cost-efficient itemization for her tankiness in Cinderhulk.
Yeah.
But she's more of a facilitator jungler. But he's not making the impact that we would normally see Vici to have the success. Now looking bottom, however. Twisted advance.
Yeah, he's going to make his way in there. There's the knock-up as well, as immediately the ultimate is going to be used from amazingJ, but he is so dead. Uses the flash. That's going to be answered by Loong. Smacks him in the head. It's actually Dandy that picks up the kill, but successful gank from Dandy on the bottom side.
And that's what Dandy really needed to put himself back in this. He was actually falling behind on CS, but not only does he pick up the kill, but he gets a lot of creeps from the lane.
Yeah.
So putting himself back in a position of power. See how he now continues to spread this around. It looks like he's going back to the top lane. Twitch's ultimate is back up.
This could be a big deal. Also just went and picked up the same components that jinjiao was able to pick up himself. Still behind in farm, but in he goes. There's the ambush as caveMan makes his way through at the same time. Nice teleport to come in, but jinjiao in so much trouble. XuanXuan as well, actually going to get the gap closed by amazingJ, who just destroys the rat. In goes Road, is here, does in fact get the triumphant roar, but Dandy's going to lock down amazingJ. Nice stun to come through here from the Ekko. As caveMan comes back in, Pulverize is massive. caveMan's going to fall. amazingJ grabs that one as Dandy, burning to death, gets back into his tunnel, but a voidless. He wants the barrel, and he's going to get it as well. The slow comes in. Nice knock-up from Dandy, and he's still alive. Survives. As Easyhoon makes his way over and kills the jungler. How are you alive, Dandy? That was stupid.
Beautifully used all of the CC available to him. In fact, both teams did a great job CC chaining. Dandy obviously on a 1v1 individual level there, but we're going to go ahead and see a replay of this fight. The thing that I want you to watch as soon as jinjiao goes down is going to be how the Alistar and the Gragas work together to kind of turn this back in IMA's favor. It's going to be a 3-man Pulverize, I believe. Yep, here we go. This is a long replay.
Yeah.
So there's the initial knock-up. Here comes the Pulverize on 3 people, immediately followed by a cask. And that's just huge burst damage and a lot of time spent up in the air, which is why I may get a foot back into this. But of course, Dandy with a great outplay.
Yeah, this is just silly. He's down so low. Cancels the auto attack with his knock-up. And then Easyhoon's here in time. And being the benefactor of that kill is a big deal here for Vici. 1-1-0 now for the Ryze. Farming up very, very well as he's 14 ahead of Athena. And 11 minutes into this game, feeling very strong. Easyhoon, we'll see whether he can get his Rod of Ages anytime soon with that extra kill. Things are going to be looking better, and he's farming up, of course, like I just said, strongly at the same time. Probably moving towards something like 14, 15 minute. Oh, cute little Contaminate. Gets a bit of extra damage down. Triumphant Roar going to be there. From Road, keep jinjiao alive. Dandy actually started off the Dragon here as the Cloud Drake is just shooting him. A little bit of extra attack speed for that guy.
He was trying to go over the wall, and he changed his mind because he would go straight into a Voidless and Road.
Well, Voidless now moving towards the Dragon himself. Dandy. Cinderhulk now completed, so he does have an item advantage over the jungler on the side of IMA. Now just going to be clearing out vision, getting control and safety for the Twitch.
Here comes a gank from Loong, however. So again, trying to compensate for Easyhoon, get him a little bit farther in this matchup than he already is.
Yeah, at least get themselves some sort of flash or something here out of the mid laner from IMA, making sure that Easyhoon does have that kill power there in the mid lane. But he looks very comfortable at the moment. despite the fact that he got a lot of attention early. Loong back towards the top side, though. Doesn't want to give amazingJ too much spare time.
Long's done a good job compensating and catching up on CS. A lot of these teleport plays helping him out.
Well, Easyhoon, you can see just positionally playing very, very aggressively. Throws down the ultimate, clears out the wave very quickly, and now shoots towards Athena, makes sure he gets out of the way.
So effectively everyone on Aimee and Vici have just resigned themselves to free-farming their lanes. There's not a big priority on fighting over the dragon simply because it is a Cloud Drake.
Yeah.
And both of these compositions do have threats late game. So I can almost say for 100% that everyone's saying, it's fine, we have late game.
Well, you can see it's exactly what's been happening because it's very even. And everyone just seems to be more than happy to stick in a laning phase here at 14 minutes into the game. No towers to have fallen just yet. As Easyhoon snags him with the Q over the wall there. Voidless can't avoid that. Now Athena just continues to farm things out. 130 to 117 though as that gap continues to extend. And if the Twitch goes unchecked, I have a feeling this is absolutely fine for Vici.
It's also fine for Aimee on the top side of the map. So again, it's good for Ryze, it's good for Twitch, and it's good for Ekko. Azir will be okay. He should be able to just neutralize the lane, or at least just survive, continue to get to really cost-efficient itemization. It's one of the reasons why Azir is still very strong, is that his items are fairly cheap comparatively to other mages. But we're starting to see the CS discrepancy open up, so Loong has done a good job in all of the chaos and all of the TPs to shore that up. But amazingJ is starting to run away with it again. And so now it becomes this answer of, yes, Twitch is going to get big, but do Aimee have the answer in the Ekko to get on top of him and to delete any sort of advantage that this elongated lane phase will give them?
Well, there's the ambush. This one, XuanXuan is going to look for jinjiao. Relentless Pursuit going to get him to safety, though, so it doesn't take too much. This Contaminate's still available after that poison's ticking down. Ghostblade completed for both of these AD carries. In fact, the itemization extraordinarily similar on both sides of the rift for these champions. Remember, Cull was picked up from XuanXuan, though. So he's going to have that extra 350 gold.
To dive. There's a window of opportunity for Aimee to pull the trigger on a dive, although they're going to disengage from it because they were spotted out by the tunnels, simply because they know that Dandy is on the top side of the map because he gave blue buff to Ryze, which is why you see the response now. Like, a play was being set up, but fizzled out very quickly, and a good reaction from caveMan.
Well, Easyhoon once again going aggressive here in the mid lane. You're right, it just feels like responses are good from both sides of this. Is Dandy not going to be able to see that ward?
Everyone's set up like really defensively right now, and they're just kind of jabbing and poking and prodding. Testing the waters, but
checking out the walls, seeing whether they can get in anywhere.
This is now very risky. It's a double TP.
Yeah, you can see Easyhoon moving down towards that bottom side as well as Dandy. He's going to make his way in. Preyseeker goes out. Caveman's there as well. The Twitch was in position to get that rat-a-tat-tat over the top, but they're not going to go too crazy for this one as Vici now just getting the vision control. They clear out the pink ward.
It's too forced. Aimee need to make a pick. They need to delete someone instantaneously because if an elongated fight happens, they're competing against multiple teleports.
Well, there's the headbutt pulverize that comes in. XuanXuan really nice avoiding of that culling as he's throwing down the ultimate. In goes everyone that was a voidless. He's going to be the first one to fall down. Nice exhaust onto jinjiao as XuanXuan's able to lock him down. Big pulverize from Rogue, but it's too little too late. And that is two easy picks for Vici.
And this is exactly what I was just talking about. It's a double teleport composition. They're now looking for more.
Yep, amazingJ doing amazingJ things here, running very, very quickly, though, as they are just focusing on the turret.
So Azir stays in the mid lane. He's going to try to trade the tower. Hopefully we'll get to check how much damage he gets there. But frankly, Aimee needed to set up a trap, and they needed to immediately delete someone because they knew that it was going to be a numbers disadvantage. Unfortunately, they engage on caveman, and they're not able to take the Braum out instantly as opposed to the Twitch, and that was the big mistake. From there, they tried to set up their trap. It was mediocre. They didn't get the pick. The double teleports came down, and Vici ran them over. And
it was really unfortunate timing, honestly, from Aimee because XuanXuan was in the perfect position with that ambush in order to capitalize on all of their attention being on caveman, which is exactly what he wants. Dandy finally able to clear out this ward. He's going to do so. And the Rek'Sai, 1, 1, and 3, doing quite well. We'll see if Vici can make this work. Does open up their opportunities for future games. Renan's Hurricane now done for XuanXuan as well. That was just Azir before.
I love how both teams have just resigned themselves away from the dragon.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care. They don't care about a 5v5. They don't want to throw away any late game scaling potential on just making a mistake early game and just an early skirmish. So they just we have a 20-minute lane phase where everyone's just it's fine, farm it up, make small ganks. I mean, it's IMA trying to be really proactive and force things, and just a great response and global or semi-global comp out of Vici to just counter.
Yeah, and Vici just looks so comfortable. This is their style.
They don't know where to force. It can't be on the bottom side of the map. If they want to make a play like that, they need to make it on one of the teleports. Either make it on Easyhoon or make it on Maokai, but they don't have kill pressure there. Like it's much more difficult to kill into the mid lane just because it's a shorter lane, especially for how strong Easyhoon is. And there's not a lot of kill pressure on Maokai because he's at this point where he's incredibly tanky, but those are the people that they need to be ganking because they need to gank one of the TPs.
And is this a question for how sort of the early game was ran here from IMA? Because, I mean, we're looking at Loong, and in series prior to this, I mean, the Maokai Ekko matchup has gone horribly wrong for the Maokai, but Loong's just been able to navigate it almost effortlessly here as the Rune Prison does come down. Athena takes a cue from Easyhoon.
I mean, the strength that you're getting here is that your Ekko's going to get exactly what he wants anyway, but hold on top lane.
Yeah, Dandy actually able to get into position, so they're not going to be able to do too much here to caveMan. And, of course, XuanXuan. As Loong able to just be a menace. Steals away the blue buff and gets the twisted advance onto Athena. He gets locked down, though. The last E is not quite enough as amazingJ has to use the chrono break to get out. And Vici say, yeah, no, we'll take that fight any day of the week. Explosive cast comes in, but it's not going to clear out any minions nor do any damage here on the side of a voidless. And Vici steal away the blue buff, give it to a Maokai, and then take the outer turret in the mid lane. The snowball has begun.
IMA prioritized the wrong lane when trying to gank against Vici's composition. It should have been the Ryze.
Yeah,
it
and he fell down early. That just wasn't enough.
Maokai early, but no follow-up. And now it's just these passive leads. The fact that Easyhoon won mid lane, that strength then bleeds over into the blue jungle. Now IMA are trying to deal with the bottom side of their map. It opens up time for Vici's bottom side to get chip damage on that top tower. Yeah. Everything is on fire.
And this is like, Loong as well needs to have sort of got that sort of helping hand through the early game. Did so, is absolutely fine. Culling is going to cut down the rat, but nice unbreakable there from caveMan. Gets him to relative safety. Road is going to make his way around level 9 now, but gets slowed down by the Winter's Bite. Dandy was there, as he always is, somehow, on the Rek'Sai for the flank. But XuanXuan probably just wants to go back to base, or at least clean up this minion wave from the safety of his turret.
And double teleports are now back up for Vici, which means that IMA's options of forcing plays on the map are so dangerous.
Yeah.
Their Azir is locked down. They either have to make a play on Maokai or make a play on Ryze. Anyone else, unless they can immediately blow someone up, it will be a failure.
Well, the Voidless is towards the top side. You can see XuanXuan did think about going back, but actually cancelled the recall. And Vici, they clear out the minion wave, and now the rat is going to go home. Sun turret there to replace the outer turret that went missing in the mid lane.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
That is going to be another... Okay, yeah. So Sun turret falls down.
It counts.
I looked at the bottom side. I'm like, Loong is able to take down a turret? What a beast! But no. Just finishes off his Sunfire Cape. Now he's building towards what looks like it could be an Iceborne Gauntlet. Or possibly that Frozen Heart, which a lot of the Maokais have been going towards. Slow down the attack speed of Azir and Lucian. Like it.
And we're back to farming. So again, we're now at a 22-minute lane phase.
Mm-hmm.
No one has touched the Cloud Dragon. No one has touched the Rift Herald. It's now Baron.
Yeah.
So this game is very easily a single team fight into a Baron play into the game.
Yeah, and I have a feeling it's all sort of poised, ready for that right now. And Vici have been getting the advantages from this. 2,500 gold is the lead here as Winter's Bite goes down. There's a brilliant flash out of the way of Road there for XuanXuan, but is going to be able to get on top of him. Easyhoon takes away the Azir very, very quickly. And the rat was able to get the work done to the cow. Really nice play out of Vici. They pull the trigger.
And we talked about how it was going to be a play on mid, and now they're going to immediately look towards that Baron. Should note, a Voidless is still alive. It is a level 12 smite versus a level 11. They go ahead and start it. They have the stronger smite.
Yeah, really scary stuff as Vici do have a lot of damage for this Baron. No Blade of the Ruined King on this particular Twitch, but you can see that Baron is falling down so fast. amazingJ, Parallel Convergence is in there. Caveman, very, very low. XuanXuan right in the back of the pit, avoiding the Parallel Convergence for the lockdown. A Voidless does find his way in. Will he be able to grab it? No, Dandy able to lock that one down. Gragas is going to fall now as amazingJ, no ultimate remaining. And XuanXuan has that Ghost Blade back available. There's the slow. Able to get a couple of cheeky autos in there, but I have a feeling that Ekko is going to be A-okay for now, as he just phase dives his way out. But Vici, now with Baron, continue the pressure.
Yeah, that's Baron to Vici. They're in complete control.
It's like you said, what was going to happen.
It's like it. Yeah, pretty much. No, but how it was initiated was brilliant, too. XuanXuan, his confidence on the Twitch, taking or being unlocked from the top lane.
Yeah.
Making sure that he has time, that he can slip into the mid lane to play a submarine gank like he did.
Look at that damage as well. That is ludicrous.
But Twitch is online, Ryze is online. Vici understanding that this is when they're strong. They stalled at the lane phase long enough. It just took a 24-minute lane phase before Ryze and Twitch were ready, and now they're going into 5v5 mode. And frankly, again, they fumbled the early game trying to get table scraps now, and they can't even find it.
Nope. Can't get Easyhoon, who's going to empowered recall home. Cloud Drake does fall to Dandy, who just takes it as an afterthought, I believe. Next one is going to be a Cloud as well, as the Void Rush comes in. Seraph's Embrace now done here for Easyhoon, going towards the Void Staff as his next option. BF Sword there for XuanXuan, going towards the Infinity Edge. And he did 4 times the damage of the highest damage dealer on Aimee in the last teamfight.
But
that is pretty silly.
Imagine how different this game might have been if that Cloud Drake wasn't something like an Infernal.
Yeah.
Because Aimee, for the very beginning part of this game, actually had the lead. Again, they had the superior 2v2 and the superior 1v1 outside of the mid lane. And they had control over the river for a good portion. It wasn't until Vici made the most out of their double teleport comp and the items started coming in before power swung back to them, and Aimee getting really frustrated, ganking and prioritizing the wrong lanes, being punished by the mobility of Vici's comp.
Yeah.
But they were allowed to do that because the Dragon was never a contested objective.
Well, Easyhoon actually going to go aggressive here at 1v2. The ultimate was actually burnt out of road as well, as Easyhoon going to chase after. Culling flies through, but it's not going to do anything here as Vici, 4 men strong, trying to do some work here on the bottom side, and that is just so dangerous. When Easyhoon's able to go 1 versus 2, just creates man advantages for Vici everywhere they need them. And with the Baron buff, they're able to take down the inner turret on the bottom side of the map as well. Easyhoon's still chasing. He's hunting these guys.
Just clinical. Vici are just playing, they're just playing the map. They didn't even need to play their opponent. Yes, there were opponents in the lane, but this has pretty much been a PvE game from Vici.
Yeah. And I just, like, Easyhoon gets this type of champion as well, and this has always been what's been removed from this guy. He's so comfortable and so strong. As amazingJ tries to find the stun, doesn't get it onto XuanXuan, who has put down the Ghost Blade, moves himself to the wall of Voidless. Not going to quite hit him with that ultimate, and look at the AoE coming out of this Twitch road. Still having to deal with the poison as Chrono Break is going to bring amazingJ back in. Contaminate enough to get rid of the cattle in the backline of that one as Aimee just forced to disengage. Some lower health bars on the side of Vici, but in goes Easyhoon. Still looking for more. Dandy, very tanky. And the Baroned up minions will net Vici 1 more inner turret, and it's all of a sudden an 8,000 gold lead in favor of Vici.
And we talked about how this series will really determine kind of who secures that 3rd place in their group, who is actually part of the top 3 teams.
Yeah.
And it looks like Vici solidifying themselves behind RNG and Team WE.
Moving themselves back into that position most definitely as caveMan finds himself a pink ward. Decides that it's going to take him too long to take that one down, but still yet to break open the base. Vici is going to go home, grab a whole heck of a lot of items, one of them being a Titanic Hydra here for Dandy.
And that's a big thing. The fact that Dandy is making the Rek'Sai pick work for Vici Gaming. Again,
yeah.
Dandy is a phenomenal Rek'Sai player. Vici are not a phenomenal Rek'Sai team.
No.
They really need him to step up to be a carry when Easyhoon allows the Ryze, or when Easyhoon gets the Ryze. Obviously, he has more than enough power, but Dandy did a great job balancing everything out on this Rek'Sai pick, and more importantly, XuanXuan did a great job not immediately feeding his lane away.
That's a very good point. In fact, played very, very well, especially in the last couple of team fights.
4-1-4. He's done phenomenal right now. Yeah, he got a lot of assistance from his jungler, but
he's able to use it. That's the main thing, is he's on an assistance-based jungler in Dandy right now. As Loong has found road. Jinjiao is going to be the main target, though, as in goes... Look at that damage with that Infinity Edge built up. He is gigantic. Baron power play close to 5,000 gold here for Vici. As they've got to pick, what can they do with it?
They're just going
to
continue to pressure everything forward. The pick on the AD carry, not going to be super important. The primary wave clear is still going to be on Athena's Azir, but the gold disparity is speaking for itself. 10k at this point, 11-4. Vici can walk up into any turret. They have so much dive threat and potential.
Look at Easyhoon as well. He decided that, you know, Void Staff's not what he's about. He wants a Rabbidan's Death Cap.
They don't have any MR. The Locket is available. Actually, no, they do have a lot of MR. I take that back.
Easyhoon's just a beast.
He's just wow.
Well, have you seen his
skin?
They've
got 2 Spirit Visages. I was like, oh, you know, if he didn't build the Void Staff, I had faith, Easyhoon, that, I'm just so far ahead of the clock. They don't have the MR yet. Yo, they do. They have it.
They got a lot of MR.
That's a lot of MR.
Yeah. But it's Easyhoon, and he's a wizard. Look at him. He's wearing it right now. That Rabbidan's Death Cap right on his head. So thematically, you really got to make sure you pick that item up.
Let's justify it. It's the blue buff. He's got the 15% AP, so he needed the
double multiplicative scaling.
Yeah, I got to get the amplifiers in there. That makes sense.
I actually think it's additive scaling, unfortunately.
It should have just been a void stuff.
Yeah, definitely should have. But Vici going to continue sieging things up. Of course, Easyhoon very far ahead. Actually, probably not that far ahead. Really.
He's facing across from
1-on-1.
2 Spirit Visage, a Locket of the Iron Solari.
Yeah.
So I hope that's an Abyssal Scepter in Athena's back pocket soon. Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, amazingJ, Chrono breaks his way to safety, says, well, I made a mistake. Thankfully, Ultimate is going to be available, and he has a fair bit of cooldown reduction, 30% in fact, from those items alone. He'll have that one available one more time relatively soon. Road creating a bit of pressure here as Loong was trying to push up the bottom lane, but it just seems like Vici not quite as able to find their way in. Thankfully for them, another 7 seconds until that Baron is available. And Dandy just going to yell at the Wolf Camp, get himself over there at the same time. It's Dragon up once more.
Good news for IMA is that they got over here early so they can start laying down some counter vision. They weren't beaten to the punch and walking into a Vici trap. Ah, yes, Cloud Dragon. We need to kill this now so we can get the Elder Dragon to spawn for us.
Damn right. This super all-powerful double Cloud Drake Elder Dragon. What a beastly situation. But Easyhoon going to easily add some damage there. Dandy, with his Titanic Hydra, feeling pretty good taking this one down. So next one, going to be that Infernal Drake, the Elder Drake, as you can just see. And Vici able to still regain control around the Baron Pit despite picking that objective up.
Easyhoon sold his pink ward to pick up a Negatron cloak.
I thought you were going to say he sold his Rabbidan's to get a Void Staff, and I was about to commend him, but didn't happen.
I mean, it's just the difference between like sustained penetration
damage. He does have a lot of damage onto
just, like,
Athena
raw
if Road isn't
burst damage.
Yeah, I dig it. Lots of damage onto Jinjiao if Road isn't there. There are definitely there are options. There are options. We'll get estimates.
I think it's more important that he's just level 16.
And so incredibly confident on this champion as well.
Like, if he rocks up to that level 13 Lucian, that guy's dead either way.
Yep.
And check out XuanXuan, level 15.
Well, Parallel Convergence is going to make its way into the Baron Pit. You can see Vici just pressuring Aimee out of this one. Lots of creeps towards the bottom side of the map, and Vici having control of that wave is a big deal. Teleports are also there very soon until Easyhoon does have his available.
They've got their waves prepped as well.
Yeah.
Just about being patient, being clinical. That's a double pink ward.
Yeah, they do want to be able to regain vision in this Baron Pit, as Loong just going to branch punch both of them. Feeling very good about that. What a goalie. There's amazingJ spotted on the bottom side. This Baron buff is going to be immediately started. Wards to be chucked over the side. You can see Athena was able to get one in there as there's the teleport. amazingJ wanting to make the desperation play. And Dandy, he's already in there. Massive three-man knock-up already as Athena decides to evict him from the area, but you can't get out of the way of the twisted advance, and Loong's able to lock him down. Already, XuanXuan just completely unnoticed in the backline from Aimee, doing so much damage. Loong, what a god. Grabs the double kill, and Vici wipe the floor with Aimee. This could just be the end of the game right here.
Yes, it was incredible CC lock from Dandy, hitting multiple members with the unburrow, but the thing that I want to point out is how these compositions work together. Azir throws down the Emperor's Divide, it divides the team fight, and theoretically that should mean that Athena gets to step back out of Ryze's reach and just start shredding through them, but it also means that there's zero backline dive available for XuanXuan. And the reach of the Twitch and the damage coming out of him was absurd. Yeah, Easyhoon was right there anyway. He wasn't pushed back by the Azir. He got to blow people up. But more importantly, that Twitch able to outrange everyone and snowball Vici to a win over this series.
And look, if this is how XuanXuan is going to play on this Vici roster, I have a feeling that that's a definite way in for Dandy's utility play. He was always phenomenal at controlling vision, always phenomenal at getting around the map, being at the right places at the right time. And if he can play that more utility role and rely on his AD carry and mid laner now for Vici, this has changed the whole state of play for this team, giving them so much more flexibility. And that last game was beautiful out of the squad.
I definitely want to celebrate the Twitch performance as well as Long's performance. Caveman, the side lanes really stepping up for Vici and assisting Easyhoon and Dandy in their carry. That said, it also needs to be understood that Aimee made a vast error in how they played out that early game. And I don't expect the other elite teams in the LPL to make the same type of mistake. So yes, Vici are making development